Welcome to IKP's digital film tour of a couple of digital film cameras and websites. We'll be talking about the Canon C100, the Sony FS100, Sony FS700, the Canon C300, the Blackmagic cinema camera, the red Scarlet X, and the 5D Mark III. I'll also be taking you through the footage of all these different cameras. They're really good cameras, respectively. They got their pluses and minuses, but you'll be seeing footage from all these different cameras. Also, I'll be taking you to different websites that may help you get your digital filmmaking on. Some websites that could be essential to you, some websites you may know of, some websites you may not know of, but all the websites that I recommend or people to follow, reviews of these cameras from working professionals, all the links will be included in the descriptions, so you don't have to go hunting. Now let's start with the Canon C100. It sports an internal codec of AVC HD 420, 24 megabits a second, 8-bit, Canon Super 35mm CMOS sensor, HDMI out 422, so you can bypass that ugly compression. Now this is a quirky little camera, came out not that long ago. It has a built-in LCD flip screen, 2 XLR inputs with phantom power via attachable handle. It does have manual, not electronic ND filters, but manual ND filters. It doesn't record in any flavor whatsoever of slow motion. It has 24p up to 30p, 30 frames a second. So if you're looking for a slow motion camera, unfortunately, you're not going to get it with this one, but it is a good run-and-gun ENG Daco style camera. Great in low light, has an EF mount, so you can attach all your EF and EFS lenses. It does resolve a sharper picture than any DSLR. It has about 1 or 2 stops more dynamic range than any DSLR. Even with the internal codec, it holds up pretty good. It's short, it's a little bit brittle. If you push and pull the colors, you might find it to be noisy, maybe a little bit of aliasing or more, but you can bypass that ugly compression via HDMI out to your external recorder of choice and get a better image, more robust codec, higher bitrate via that clean HDMI out. Now the Canon C100 is a little brother to the Canon C300. It is a good low light beast. The noise level in low light is more electronic and less organic and granular as opposed to the C300, which is more organic and granular like. But you can clean up the noise with a third-party application like Neat Video and retain all the detail in the image while removing as much of the ugly noise as possible. Like I said, it's a great low light camera. Now it comes in at about $6,500, depending on where you buy it. It's at B&H for $6,499, and it pretty much comes with everything you want. You could also rent it at borrowlenses.com for the low price of $370 for about 3 days or more, but still affordable at borrowlenses.com. Now, Luke Newman from Newman Films did a great C100 review, so if you need more information on this particular camera, go ahead and check out Newman Films and his review of the Canon C100. Links below. Sony FS100. The codec is AVC HD 420, 24 megabits a second, 8-bit. Sony Exmor Super 35 CMOS sensor and HDMI out 422. This camera came out a while ago. It comes with a 18-200mm zoom kit lens. It sports a semi-touch LCD built in the screen. Comes with a loop-through EVF, an XLR microphone, and it's a very modular design camera. You can build it up to any configuration you want or strip it down. It does have 1080p slow motion, so you can tell right here it's full HD 60p slow motion. Now the FS100 unfortunately has a couple of downsides. It does record only to 1 SD card slot. Doesn't have ND filters, does have 2 XLR inputs, and a couple different picture profiles. You could also dial in your profile, like Frank Glarencam. He made this G-Log profile, which is a really, really flat profile, picture profile that you can get for free and retain as much dynamic range in the camera as possible. So I'll make sure to direct you to his website to get those picture profiles. Abel Cine also has a couple different picture profiles. It does come with an E-mount. The E-mount lenses from Sony are very affordable. But because of the E-mount flange distance so close to the sensor, you can adapt any third-party adapter and pretty much put any lens you want on it. It comes in about $4,799 at B&H. And Den Lenny from Hangman Studios, F-Stop Academy, did a great video blog of the FS100, so go ahead and check that out for more information on the FS100. Now we're moving on to the FS700. Terminal codec is AVC HD 420, 24 megabits a second, 8-bit 4K, Exmor Super 35mm sensor, 3G SDI out, HD SDI out, 422. Now this is the bigger brother to the FS100. It's beefier. It's got a beautiful metal handle, built-in metal handle. It's very rugged. It comes with ND filters. It comes with the same XLR microphone, the same loop-through EVF. Its major party trick is, as you can tell right here, the 240 frames a second super slow motion at full HD. It can record up to 960 frames a second at a lower resolution, or 480 frames a second. But it is a great super slow motion camera. Now, real quick, you may be asking, why don't you do the before and after grades and stuff like that? There's enough footage out there that has before and after grades. What I wanted to do is show these cameras in their most pristine state. Now, you may not agree with my color grading. You may not like it. You may not like what I did. But what I tried to do is for each scene of each of these cameras, I wanted to color grade it in such a way that not only shows off the most dynamic range, but shows off how good the pictures each camera can resolve. Instead of going down the negative Nelly path, I wanted to focus this time more on the positives of each camera, because you can pick apart any camera and essentially get kind of lost in that situation. And one of the reasons I also incorporated some rental houses is because a lot of people wish they could afford these cameras, but the idea of buying a camera necessarily doesn't mean you have to buy one. You don't have to have $1,000, $7,000, $10,000 to get cinematic images or get things you want shot at a higher quality grade. You can rent them at an affordable price for when you need to shoot, and then when you can afford it, then buy your camera of choice. And it's also difficult to plop down money these days because the technology is moving so fast. There's a camera coming out every 6 months, it seems. So it's much harder to make the decision. But the Sony FS700 does come in at an affordable price point for being able to shoot 240 frames a second, super slow motion, incredible. Also, Sony has said that the 3G SDI out will be able to output a 4K image via the 3G SDI output, and you will need an external recorder, proprietary external recorder, to get this 4K technology. So in a sense, it's future-proof. This camera is kind of future-proof. When this firmware upgrade will be released, I'm not quite sure yet. You might want to look for a little more information on that one. I don't think it's out yet, but this is why you want super slow motion. And like I said, the idea to have the ability to future-proof yourself to 4K, because that's where technology is kind of going. Man, I love the FS700. So fun to look at. Check out Luke Newman at Newman Films. He did a FS700 review and video diary. So if you need information, more information on the FS700, go ahead and check them out. It comes in at about $8 to $9 grand with the kit lens at B&H. And once again, can't say enough about Newman Films. Great tutorials, great everything. I mean, check them out, follow them, like them on their Facebook. I'll include all the links to these websites below, as I said, every link. So for more information. Blackmagic Cinema Camera, codec 2.5K, DNG 12-bit RAW. Also records ProRes 422HQ and DNX HD. It has a micro four thirds inch sensor. Now this little camera has a built-in battery and records to SSD media. SSD media is becoming more affordable as the times come on. So it doesn't record to proprietary SSDs like Red does. So you can go out there and pick up an SSD and start shooting RAW if you have the capacity for the workflow. It also includes a copy of DaVinci Resolve, full DaVinci Resolve 9.0, I think it's up. So, I mean, the raw images out of this are, the dynamic range is great. If you've ever worked with any raw footage like Red or anything, you will love it. Also, if you don't have the workflow right now for RAW, you can always shoot ProRes 422HQ. It color grades beautifully and retains a lot of detail for those quick turnaround jobs. And look at this. I think it's beautiful, the ProRes files. And yes, it has a micro four thirds inch sensor, but not a deal breaker by any means, because there are two mounts that come with it, an EF mount and a micro four thirds mount. Check out Philip Bloom's extensive review of the Blackmagic Cinema Camera for more information on this camera. He did a 45 minute, I think, review. Comes in about $3,000 for both the EF and micro four thirds inch mount. And it's not as readily available as some of the other cameras I've talked about, but go ahead and check them out. It's the most affordable cinema camera that shoots RAW right now. Sure, you have to add a couple third-party accessories to get it going, but no problem. I will also include the links to some of these files so you can download them yourself and check it out. If you need to learn Resolve, check out FX PhD, and they have courses there that you can pay for and learn Resolve. Now off to Canon C300. The codec is an MXF 422 50 megabits a second 8-bit Super 35mm Canon CMOS sensor. Now this is the bigger brother, the C100. It has electronic ND filter switches. It comes with an EF or PL mount versions, a really good EVF. It's got your SDI out, your gen lock, your time code. It's got everything you would want in a cinema camera. It's a little pricey, but it does record onto affordable media, CF cards, dual card slots, CF cards. It has a flat picture profile. It's called C-Log, which you can get the most dynamic range and color it in post, or create your own little picture profiles. Comes with the LCD. Unfortunately, the LCD isn't built in. It's an attachable LCD via the top handle. And it is a very sought-after camera. Like I said, it comes in at about $14,000 to $15,000, so it's a little on the high pricey side. But you could always rent it at borrowlenses.com for about $800 for the weekend. But very good, solid camera, good low light camera. In low light, it looks great. And Jonathan Yee, actually, for more information on the C300, you can check out his awesome review of the C300. It's very funny, very entertaining, and very informative. So if you want more information on the C300, go ahead and check out Jonathan Yee's Canon EOS C300 equals awesome video. So moving on to the Canon 5D Mark III, which has a codec of all-I, IPB, MPEG-4, AVC, H.264 MOV, and it's a full-frame Canon CMOS sensor. Let's get this straight. This is a stills camera. At the heart of it is a stills camera. It does do video, but not as well as it does stills. It's a 22 megapixel full-frame camera. It's beautiful for stills, but if you choose to shoot video, it has resolved a lot of the issues that the 5D Mark III had, which it doesn't have any more aliasing or moire. Just post sharpen a little bit and you should be good to go. Also encompass that with the Technicolor Cine style flat picture profile and you should be good to go. Look at the images out of this. This is just the stills part of it. I mean, it's beautiful. Now, Canon has said that they're gonna enable via firmware upgrade where you can output HD 422 to an external recorder. So supposedly that firmware is coming out so you can get a more robust codec out of the HDMI port. if you choose to do video with a Canon 5D. It does come in at about $3,499 at B&H right now with no lens. There's also a kit lens version, but it takes only EF lenses. So go ahead, and it's a great camera, all around stills, and if you want to do video, I recommend picking that one up. If you need more information on the 5D Mark III, I will definitely give you a link to where you can check out a beautiful review. Now here, check out the Technicolor CineStyle, so you can get the flattest picture profile for the most dynamic range possible when you're shooting. Now, Digital Rev did a Canon 5D Mark III hands-on review. Go ahead and check that review out for more information on the 5D Mark III. Sorry about that, I said 5D Mark II. 5D Mark III at digitalrev.com or on YouTube at Digital Rev. I'll include the links below. So moving on to the Red Scarlet X. Its codec is Red Code RAW, proprietary 16-bit sensor, 14 megapixel Mysterium X Super 35mm sensor. Now this camera is a very controversial camera. Its company has shot with its bigger brother, the Epic, a lot of big Hollywood movies, like The Hobbit, which just came out, shot on all red cameras. Now, the Red Scarlet X has the dynamic range of 13.5, about 12 to 13.5 stops with dynamic range. It shoots beautiful 4K RAW images, and it has a red code compression, so it's a compressed version of RAW as opposed to the Cinema DNG RAW, which is uncompressed from the Blackmagic Cinema camera. But don't be fooled. These images are great out of the Red Scarlet X. Now the compressions, you can choose a compression. I think it's 10:1 all the way to 3:1. And the closer you are to 3:1 is the least amount of compression. The more you are closer to 10:1 is the more compression and longer record times. So it's all up to you. It does record full 4K. It does 24 to 30 frames a second. Does full 5K at about 16 frames a second, so it's almost unusable, but it does have, as you go down in resolutions, the sensor does crop a little bit more. So if you want to shoot like 48 frames a second at 3K, the sensor crops just a little more, down to 1K, 2K for, so you get the idea. Now the brain comes in at about $7,950, and you can build your setup from there. Red just dropped their prices. Now Redefine Rentals, if you can't afford a Red camera, go to Redefine Rentals. They are awesome, affordable rental house. They will give you everything you need to shoot for the weekend, for the week, everything you need at an affordable price. Redefine Rentals also has a Vimeo page. Check them out. They got a couple of product demos for what they offer. Check them out. I will provide all the links below in the description. They are awesome. Now also check out the Atomos Ninja site, Ninja 2 and Samurai. These are external recorders that pretty much are very badass. And they record to SSD media, and you can bypass compression. And DaVinci Resolve Lite 9.0, you can go to Blackmagic's website and download the light version of DaVinci Resolve. It's not the full version, that's about $1,000, but nonetheless, it's badass software for color grading. Once again, I can't say enough about Luke Newman. Check out his YouTube page and his website. A lot of good stuff Luke Newman provides us with. He knows what he's doing. And for your AVC HD needs, if you are on a Mac, use ClipWrap. If you're concerned, hey, I work on Final Cut Pro 10, how can I put the AVC HD files? Well, all you got to do is download ClipWrap, a trial, or buy it, put in your AVC HD files in, rewrap them without it destroying it, or convert them to ProRes files, and it's fairly easy to get them into your NLE. And if you don't have that much money, I suggest the T4i for video and stills. It is the newest Rebel line of the camera in the Rebel line. Comes in at about $1,149, and it's really good capacitive touchscreen. Very good DSLR if you entry level. I recommend it. Get the kit lens, why not? why not get the kit lens? So check that camera out, the T4i, if you're starting out. Also, if you're not convinced about 4K, check out The World After video by Phil Holland. If you weren't convinced about 4K, check out this video in full HD at Vimeo. Or you can go to YouTube and watch it in, it's not 4K, but it is about 2.5 to 3K, I think, that YouTube is able, if you have the bandwidth. Go ahead and check out this video. If you're not sold on what Red is capable of or what 4K is, check out this video. There are a couple of other videos, but this video is, like, when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is why I want to shoot RAW Red. Anyway, so you on your settings, make sure you click right above 1080p where it says original to get the best image quality of it. I mean, check it out. If you have the bandwidth, stream it in original format, and you will see why 4K Red is awesome. And I can't say enough about the image quality of this camera. Sure, it's a little quirky at times, but anyway. But once again, real quick, you can also get the T4i without the kit lens, I wanted to mention, and it's a little bit cheaper, about $900. And like I said, it does have a very intuitive capacitive touchscreen and very easy to use, get you going camera. I just wanted to mention that because you don't have to buy a kit lens with it. You don't. But I would, especially if you're just starting out. But I would recommend the T4i. Or you can go a little bit cheaper for the T2i or the T3i. Now you can check out Realm Pictures lighting techniques for DSLRs. Actually, it's a pretty much lighting technique for anything. It's a really good tutorial on how to light for your DSLR or any kind of camera, I would say. And she's a professional, so check her out. I'll have the links below. Well, check them out. I don't know, but Eve Hazelton does the tutorial. So, also go check out Kessler Crane, KesslerCrane.com, for all your needs for dollies, jibs, tripods, everything you would need for professional grade, affordable rigs, and you know, production value. That's what you need. You want a slider, you want a jib, but you can't shell out the big bucks. Kessler's got you covered, man. Affordable prices for gear. Now, you can also check out Learning DSLR Video with Dave Dugdale if you are a up-and-comer, and he does a lot of DSLR tutorials. He comes from a very amateur style of reviews, but by no means is he an amateur. I think he's pretty good at what he does. I mean, this guy knows. I mean, he started out from a beginner standpoint, but I think he's gotten really good at what he does. So he's very informative. Check out his Vimeo page as well. Follow him, Dave Dugdale, learningDSLR.com. Love it. I think it's .com. I'll include the links below. But check out Dave Dugdale. He's awesome. Very informative. You should be following this guy too. Now, TubeTape.com is a website that offers lighting equipment at an affordable price. Also some studio gear and some software, but I go to them for my lighting equipment. If you need affordable lighting equipment, they include a couple of different iterations of light packages, and they are really great and affordable. Once again, I'll include this link at the bottom. Check out TubeTape.com. Also, Frank Glencam, if you want that G-Log profile, check him out. I'm sorry, Glencairn. I'm sorry, Frank, I can't pronounce the damn name. Sorry, I'm stupid. But yeah, he created the G-Log Ultimate Picture Profile for the Sony FS100, and I think it translates to the FS700. But check him out if you want the flattest picture profile to retain the most dynamic range out of your FS100 or FS700. Also check out jag35.com. They are very affordable in terms of follow focuses and cages and gear like for your DSLRs. Definitely very affordable company. So check out jag35.com if you're into DSLR shooting. They got a couple good rigs, very affordable follow focuses. Links to map boxes. I think they even have a map box, a DMAP box that they offer. You can also go to Red Rock, and they have beautiful cages as well for Blackmagic, FS100, different kind of cameras, DSLRs as well. A little bit more pricey, but still affordable. Go ahead and check them out at Red Rock. I'll include the website in the description below. Now, Final Cut Pro X or 10, beautiful editing software. That's what I use to edit. Very affordable. So check out Final Cut Pro 10. If you're a Final Cut Pro, it does RED files natively now, MXF files, and the only thing it doesn't do is AVC HD. So you have to use the clip wrap. But very, very good. Now, if you want to do some compositing, some special effects, you could also download it at a very affordable price, Motion 5. For about $49, you get a good composite software capable of producing some titles, effects. It's very good, very affordable in the App Store at Apple for compositing and special effects. Now, if you're a photographer, check out Aperture. Once again, also $49, I believe, and that's the software I use for all my raw photos. Very, very good product. You could also check out Compressor 4. Very affordable. I think it's also $49, and pretty much have full control of how you output your footage, how you choose to output your footage, how you choose to compress your footage. Many different formats. You're not limited to what Final Cut Pro 10 has. So check that out. You could also go to HitFilm. They have HitFilm 2 Ultimate. It's a compositing software. Very affordable. Very awesome. Very intuitive. Very just awesome. Check them out. They got a free demo. It's not going to cost you a thing to check them out and download the free demo. It's video editing, visual effects, compositing, no compromises is their statement. Now check out Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 for editing. It is beautiful, professional software. A lot of people use it. It takes a lot of different codecs natively, so you don't have to transcode anything. It works really well with red footage, FS100, FS700 footage, so check them out. Also, if you want to do some special effects and you're not an Apple kind of guy or a Final Cut guy, more motion, check out Adobe After Effects CS6. Great compositing software if you're more into the Adobe. Also, Magic Lantern. Check out Magic Lantern. It's a firmware hack for DSLRs, and it unlocks a lot of features that normally wouldn't be in a DSLR, and it helps create it more digital film camera, more robust, more features. Check out Philip Bloom's C300, The Beauty of Lamont St. Michael. If you want to see what the C300 is capable of, check out this video, and it's beautiful. Beautiful shot, beautifully shot, the C300, I think at its best. So check out that. Also, don't forget to go to Technicolor CineStyle for all your DSLR flat picture profile. Especially they have a free flat picture profile to get the most dynamic range out of your DSLR. So check the Technicolor website out, CineStyle. They got also a couple different stuff there. Now, if you're looking for an affordable follow focus, check out DSLR Solutions. They got one of the most affordable follow focuses around. Also, if you're shooting any DSLR video, check out B&H HDSLR Educational Series starring Shane Hurlbut. He knows his HDSLRs. Check him out in Vimeo. Also, check out Hangman Studios. They do a lot of great stuff there. You should be following these people that I've been mentioning, and they will help you get to where you need to be. Or if you already know about them, you know how awesome these people are. So that's great. Check out FX Factory. Also, it's got a couple of cool... it's a third-party plugin for like Adobe and Final Cut Pro 10. It does a lot of cool effects, titles, whatnot. Shane Hurlbut, again, has his website. He's very informative. He knows his DSLR. So if you're a DSLR shooter, go check out Shane Hurlbut. He's a great cinematographer. Great cinematographer. He knows what he's talking about. Lettuce.com has a Lettuce Master Cinema Series cages and rigs. These are really awesome rigs. They come they can accommodate the 5D Mark II, the 5D Mark III, the Red Scarlet, the Red, I think, Epic, the FS100. I'm not sure about the FS700, but I mean, look at this. You can get this at a very affordable price. So check them out at Lettuce Direct. The Master Cinema Series complete package. I think it's about $6,000, and you can, build a shoulder cam, a man cam, as Shane Holder calls it, any iteration of studio setup. I mean, it's great rigging. I love it. Lettuce Direct. I'll include the link below. Don't forget your glass. Find good glass. Without good glass, you're shooting shit, I guess. Go ahead and check us out at Impulse Kitty Productions. We have a Vimeo page, Facebook page. We also have a Twitter page, if you want to follow us there. We have a YouTube page as well, if you want to follow us there. And we do a podcast on iTunes called Digital Film, and at Podomatic. So I hope you found all this information somewhat useful. My intent here was... my only agenda here was to create a video to help you, just to help anybody out that's either starting digital filmmaking or interested in dabbling in digital filmmaking, or even if you already are in digital filmmaking, maybe there's websites and certain reviews that you might have not been aware of. But I really wanted to give a shout out to Luke Newman for providing a lot of the footage that was incorporated in our digital film camera tour. Thank you, Luke Newman from Newman Films, for providing the footage. And I will make sure I give credit to... none of the footage was actually shot from me, so anybody you see in those videos is not me. It was footage that I've worked on and footage that has been readily available. I will try to post as many of those links so you can download these video files so you can test out. They're pretty much sample files that were out there at the time. The FS100 files, though, I can't remember exactly where I got them, so I'll try to add the FS100 files, but the C100 files, Luke Newman has about 11 of them you can download at his website, and also the FS700, he's got a couple of files there that you can download as well. And Luke Newman provides a lot of good stuff, like you can... he does weekly freebies on royalty-free music. You can buy royalty-free music from him. He knows what he's doing. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Redefine Rentals, and who else? Dave Dugdale, definitely. Shane Hurlbutt, Philip Bloom, and go ahead and check out Filmright as well, and Film State for your filmmaking needs. So thanks for stopping by at Impulse Kitty Productions, or IKP for short, and go ahead and hit that like button on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, and on iTunes, our digital film podcast, where we talk about everything and anything in the digital film world. We have reviews on Blu-rays, movies that have come out, cameras that are out, pretty much a podcast. So go ahead, it's free to subscribe on iTunes, or you can go to Podomatic and listen for free if you're not an iTunes kind of person. But thanks a lot for stopping by. This is Ruben saying goodbye at IKP. Take it easy, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.